There are many places in the world that have been abandoned over time. In America, several small towns were once bustling due to gold mining. But when the resources were depleted or some tragedy struck, people disappeared, and those towns faded into history. One such mysterious town was Blackhole Town. Many legends surrounded this place. It was said that whoever entered never returned. Some people claimed to have seen strange figures and eerie shadows lurking there. The adventurous group, 4 friends from India, Rahul, Anshika, Karan and Neha, loved exploring new places. They were on a trip to the USA when they heard about Blackhole Town. Rahul was a photographer fascinated by abandoned and haunted places. Anshika had a deep interest in history and loved hearing stories about ancient towns. Karan and Neha were the fun-loving ones, always looking for excitement. One day, while sitting in a small cafe in California, they overheard a local tour guide talking about Blackhole Town. There's a deserted town about 50 miles from here. No one who has gone there has ever returned, the guide said in a hushed voice. Sounds like something straight out of a horror movie, Karen laughed. It's no joke, the guide replied seriously and walked away. The 4 friends exchanged glances and decided to visit the town the next day. Into the unknown. The next morning, they set off in their car towards Blackhole Town. The road led them through dense forests and towering mountains. As they got closer, their mobile signals began to vanish. This place already feels creepy, Neha said, looking out of the car window. Soon, they reached the town's entrance. A rusted board stood there, with faded letters that read, Blackhole Town, 1895. As they stepped inside, an eerie silence surrounded them. No people, no animals. Everything was covered in dust, as if untouched for decades. Rahul pulled out his camera and started taking pictures. Is this place really cursed, or is it just a superstition? Anshika wondered, examining old posters on the walls. Just then, Karen noticed something moving inside a broken-down shop. Hey, there's someone inside, Karen said, and, without thinking, rushed in. The others followed. The shop was dark, with rotting wooden shelves and scattered books on the floor. Rahul turned on his flashlight and picked up an old diary. It read, If you are reading this, leave immediately. This town is not alive. What does that mean? Anshika asked, fear creeping into her voice. Suddenly, they heard footsteps outside. They rushed out, only to find no one there. Maybe it was just the wind, Neha said, trying to convince herself. But they didn't realize that someone, or something, was already watching them. The night of terror. As night fell, they decided to stay in an old hotel. Around midnight, Anshika heard footsteps. She looked out the window and saw a man wearing old-fashioned clothes. He stood still, staring directly at their window. Terrified, she woke the others. Rahul grabbed his camera and took a picture. But the moment he clicked, the man vanished. Now, the friends knew something was terribly wrong. They decided to leave immediately. But when they stepped out of the hotel, the roads had changed. Why can't we take the same path we came from? Neha asked, panic rising in her voice. Then they heard it. Whispers, laughter, soft cries. They saw shadowy figures emerging from the darkness. Run, Rahul shouted. They ran, but the town seemed to shift around them, trapping them inside. They finally reached an old library and found another diary inside. It revealed the town's dark past. Over 100 years ago, the people of Blackhole Town discovered a hidden cave filled with gold, but it was cursed. One by one, the townspeople started disappearing, until until only their spirits remained. Once you enter this town, you can never leave. There was only one way out, the old church, the holiest place in town. They ran to the church and found a massive wooden cross inside. The moment Rahul lifted it, a piercing scream filled the air and everything went dark. The mystery remains. The next morning, they woke up at the edge of the forest. They turned around. Blackhole Town was gone. Was it all a dream? Anshika asked, her voice trembling. No, it was real. Karan replied, holding up the old diary, still in his hands. But if the town wasn't real, where did the diary come from? Perhaps some mysteries are never meant to be solved.